Have you ever wondered what's going on in a cat's mind when he watches you across the room? They do not see us as hairy versions of themselves, nor do they believe we are defenseless creatures that need protection. In fact, for many felines, we are something unique. But what exactly? Although we can't get into a cat's brain, we can see subtle clues that reveal who we are to them. And some of these tracks say over 1,000 meters. Some cats develop such intense connections with specific humans that they show unusual behaviors. But beware, not every cat who eats in your hand has created a real bond with you. The truth is that feeding is not the same as gaining confidence. So how do you know if you want a space in your cat's heart? Let's explore the first 3 signals that indicate that it is attached to you than you might think. Sign 14. The massages with the paws. An ancestral habit full of meaning. Have you ever seen your cat squeeze your front paws against your leg, blanket, or belly? This movement, which looks like a small rhythmic massage, is not random. He originates in the early days of life, when the kitten needed to press his mother's womb to stimulate the release of milk. Over time, this behavior remained a way of expressing comfort and safety. If you are enjoying discovering these signs so discreet and fascinating that your cat uses to communicate with you, subscribe now on the channel. Here, each new video reveals something that can turn the way you understand your feline companion. If today he does this on your lap or on you, it is because you feel protected by your side. For most felines, this kneading became a ritual before bed, as if it were the preparation of the perfect environment for a quiet nap. They press, adjust, test the surface, all with one goal, to ensure that they are in the safest place possible. If you were chosen for this ritual, understand, your cat sees you as an essential part of your emotional well-being. Sign 13. The tail in flag position. Pure and positive communication. There is a feline language that goes unnoticed by those who do not pay attention to details. The movement of the tail. And one of the lighter signs of affection and confidence is when the cat walks toward it with the raised tail, ending in a delicate curvature at the tip, almost as a groceries. This gesture is a silent code. It is happy with its presence and open to interaction. This is not the time to ignore it. A light affection, a joke with that favorite toy, or even a soft conversation are welcome. When he raises his tail like that, it's like saying, "I'm glad to see you. Let's spend time together." This discreet but powerful body language is one of the most elegant ways in which cats express their feelings without emitting a single sound. Knowing how to recognize this gesture is essential to reinforce the bond between you and to ensure that your cat keeps feeling safe by your side. Sign 12. The touch with the head. Much more than a cute gesture. When your cat rubs his forehead or the top of his head against you, he is doing more than seeking affection. He is leaving a mark. Not in the literal sense, of course, but through pheromones released by glands in the head region. In doing so, he is saying, in feline language, "You are mine." This behavior is called smell marking and has nothing to do with mastery or aggressiveness. Quite the contrary. By marking you with his smell, the cat is including you in his emotional territory, a territory that he reserves only for what he considers essential: security, peace, confidence. In addition, cats have an extremely sensitive smell. Smell its own smell mixed with its reinforces a sense of belonging. It's like you were an extension of his house, a living and mobile comfort zone. When a cat touches your head on you, it is releasing more than affection. In fact, he is leaving something invisible but powerful, his own signature. This brand comes from glands located on the forehead and around the cheeks, responsible for emitting pheromones. Passing you, he is literally saying, "Here is something that makes me feel safe." This type of marking is common among cats that share territory and confidence. When they do this with humans, they are, in essence, creating an emotional space. Unlike a soft blanket or a sunny corner, this comfort zone is built with the smell. It is not just a habit, but a calculated gesture. They want to have their presence impregnated around them as a form of emotional protection. So if a feline rubs your head on you, don't stop it. It is the feline equivalent to a silent hug. Sign 11. Winding is just for you. Contrary to popular belief, cats are not silent animals. At least not who really matters to them. If your cat vocalizes near you, know, this is a personal signal. Cats rarely communicate by otherwise as adults. They reserve this kind of vocalization for humans, with whom they create deeper ties. Some make soft sounds, while others prefer true discourses full of intonations. Each ronronon, chilrio, or sharp meow has a purpose. He may be asking for attention, food, or just wanting to talk. Science confirms this. Studies indicate that tutors and cats over time develop a unique communication system, something like a particular language of sounds and gestures. Reply. Talk to your cat. Imitating your sounds or simply narrating your day may seem strange at first, but it works. Over time, your feline will recognize that there is a dialogue in progress. This exchange, as subtle as it may seem, solidifies the emotional link between you. Sign 10. The absence does not break the bond. Even away from you, your cat finds ways to feel close. Have you noticed how they sleep on dirty clothes, pillows you wore, or even on the couch you usually sit? This is no coincidence. Cats have a powerful smell and associate their smell with the feeling of well-being. When you are not around, your smell is a comforting substitute. If you are going to spend time out, try leaving a piece of clothes of yours where your cat usually rests. This helps to reduce anxiety and keep the emotional connection alive even at a distance. This behavior reveals something precious. It is not just comfortable with you. He misses you. Lying on your belongings is a way of staying emotionally connected, even if physically distant. Sign 9. The look that says everything. Among all the forms of communication that cats use, the look is one of the most expressive, especially when accompanied by an almost imperceptible movement, slow blinking. This gesture, known among experts such as feline kiss, is a clear sign of trust and affection. When a cat fixes your eyes on you and blinks slowly, it's saying, in your own way, I feel safe with you. It is a pure demonstration of affection. The most interesting? You can answer. Return the blink smoothly, reinforces this silent link. This exchange creates an intimate moment that does not need words, sounds, or caresses. Just a look and time slow down. There are languages that do not depend on words, only gestures, looks, and presence. When a cat fixes his eyes on his and blinks slowly, he is offering one of the most sincere statements an animal can give. He trusts you. This rounding blinking is not tired nor distraction. It is a sophisticated and silent form of showing affection. This gesture is so recognized among feline behavior scholars that many consider you the clearest way to say, I love you, within the language of cats. And there is something even more curious. You can answer. Just repeat the same movement. Look softly and slowly close your eyes, like who smiles with the whole face. This little ritual creates an intimate moment where words become unnecessary and the connection happens purely. Sign 8. The excitement at meetings. When longing becomes a party. Have you ever noticed how some cats seem to require your arrival? When they run to the door, they roll fast or even jump furniture to reach it faster. They are not only sociable, they are expressing genuine joy. These reunions are full of hormonal signals. Studies indicate that cats release substances associated with pleasure and relief whenever they meet someone for those who have true affection. And the most impressive, they remember. They keep their absence and celebrate their return with spontaneous gestures, which clearly demonstrate that you missed. If you want to make these reunions even more significant, create small rituals. It can be a favorite toy, an affection in the same corner of the couch, or even a special snack. What matters is not what you offer, but the repetition of attention. This helps the cat to associate his return with positive feelings and strengthens the daytime bond after day. Sign 7. The art of imitating. When the cat decides to be a reflection of his, it may seem coincidence, but it is not. When a cat sits exactly where you were, tries to open a door right after you, or mimics some seemingly human action, it is expressing something deep. He is watching you carefully. What's more, is trying to reproduce their behaviors as a way of approaching. This ability comes from childhood. Kittens learn by watching their mothers, how they clean, how they hunt, how they relate to the environment. When they transfer this observation behavior to humans, they mean that they see you as a reference figure, someone reliable, worthy of being imitated. There are feline records that, alone, have learned to trigger discharge, open taps, or even use the toilet just because they saw their tutors doing the same. It is not a trained intelligence, but an emotional proximity translated into behavior. If your cat mirrors your gestures, you are saying, You're important to me, and I want to get even closer to your world. It is not any creature that offers the most vulnerable point itself as a form of confidence. For cats, the belly is this sacred region. In nature, exposing the abdomen means putting it at risk. There are no protective muscles where the vital organs are. So when a cat rolls on the floor, she stretches and reveals this body part. He is making a silent and powerful statement. Here, I feel at peace. This kind of behavior is rare and highly significant. If he does this near you, it is because the environment you created around him conveys security. Do not confuse this act with an immediate invitation to the touch. Many felines, even confident, do not like caresses in the belly. But the gesture itself is a proof of voluntary vulnerability. He doesn't do this to anyone. It is a way of demonstrating that it is at home, not in physical space, but in the presence you represent. Sign 6. Display the abdomen. The noblest gesture of feline trust, rolling on the floor and leaving the belly visible, is not any invitation. It is a ritual reserved for those who deserve it, a moment of total disarming delivery. And when this happens to you, do not hesitate to recognize the privilege of being considered by a cat as someone reliable enough to witness this moment. Sign 5. The licks that transform you. Part of the clan. When a cat licks your hands, your arm, or even your hair, it's not just cleaning you. It is incorporating you into the group. In feline colonies, mutual cleaning is one of the main signs of social bond. Cats do this to each other to reinforce connections, reduce stress, and demonstrate emotional proximity. As you lick you, it is mixing your own smell to yours. This not only reinforces the idea that you belong to your tribe, but also mark you as someone he wants to keep around. One way to return this affection without trying to imitate him directly is to brush his cat with a soft brush. Brushing, when done with delicacy and regularity, also serves as a gesture of mutual care and confidence. And besides, it contributes to keeping their coat healthy, something cats take very seriously. These sessions of lick, however curious as they seem, are an invisible bridge between two worlds, his and his. And every time he repeats this gesture, he is reaffirming, "You're mine." Sign 4. Sleeping by your side. More than heat, it is emotional protection. Few things reveal as much about the bond between a human and his cat, and the moment of rest. When a feline chooses to lie next to you, whether at the foot of the bed, on the pillow, or fitted by your body, it is revealing something deeper than simple preference for temperature. He is choosing security. Cats are selective by nature. They do not share the sleep space with anyone. They lie alongside those who trust, who know they won't surprise them with sudden movements, frightening sounds, or unpredictable reactions, and especially, who conveys calm. If you have already woken up with a soft purr beside your head, or felt the warm weight of a feline body against yours, then it has already been awarded one of the greatest compliments a cat can offer: the permission to divide the space where it is most vulnerable. There, in that corner of silence between dawn and dawn, is proof that you are not just the human who provides food. You have become the resting place, the safe haven, and that confidence is not bought, it is conquered. When a cat chooses to sleep by his side, among so many options, he is doing more than looking for heat. In houses where there is more than one feline, it is common to note that they are selective and choose who to share rest. If you are chosen, congratulations. You have become the point of peace in his world. To make this moment even more special, a simple tip can help. Create a cozy corner just for him, close to his bed. A blanket he has already used, or a soft pillow with his smell, can turn space into a private sanctuary. But remember, true comfort for him is to be close to you. Sign 3. Soft bites. Affection with teeth. It is strange to think that a bite may be a sign of love, but in the feline universe, everything has its own code. When your cat gives you little bites, delicate, without aggression, he is reliving memories of childhood. Kittens play with their brothers, learning boundaries and expressing affection through touches with the mouth. These bites are not random. They are actually a gesture of inclusion, a way of saying, "You're part of my family." However, if at some point these demonstrations of affection exceed the line of discomfort, it is possible to redirect this behavior with softness. Offer a toy in place of the hand or use calm words to stop the action. The important thing is never to respond with screaming or screaming. This only breaks the confidence link built so carefully. When a cat shows affection with this kind of behavior, it is mixing affection with joke. He wants to participate, interact, and does it the only way he knows. Even with teeth, he is saying, "I like you." Signal 2. The silent shadow. Following is a gesture of admiration. You have already stumbled on your cat simply because he was after you. Again, if this happens often, understand. He is not trying to disturb you. He is trying to be with you. Cats that follow their humans for all rooms are not just seeking attention, they are reinforcing a loop. This type of continuous proximity is a form of affectionate surveillance. They want to follow their steps, observe their actions, and above all, be part of their day. You have become a reference, someone whose presence brings security. If you accidentally fear on it, an efficient technique is to use a light sound whenever you move a specific word, a snap of fingers, anything that warns you without scaring it. This simple adaptation preserves the bond and avoids unnecessary scares. The truth is that following you, the cat is not just exploring. He is saying with each step, "I want to be where you are." Sign 1. Absolute confidence. Allow what no one else can. There is something that separates any tutor from someone really important in a cat's life: what it allows you to do. If he lets you touch it in sensitive regions, such as the belly, the nose, or even the paws, it is offering the greatest gift a feline can give: delivery. Have you tried to cut your cat's nails and he was calm? Have you carried you on your lap like a baby without resistance? Already stroked his face and felt that he simply trusted? This is not common. Cats don't like to lose control, but when they do with you, it is because they recognize you as a reliable someone who doesn't have to protect themselves. Studies indicate that cats can distinguish the touch of their tutors even without seeing or smelling the person. This means that even in the dark or in silence, they know it is you. Their body recognizes yours. This level of acceptance is rare, and if you have come here, know, you are not just a human with whom he lives. You are family. Perhaps the most significant gesture a cat can offer is permission to touch it without resistance. When it allows you to appear your nails calmly, caress your face, or carry it in your arms as if it were an extension of your own body, it's not just tolerance, it's delivery. Cats do not trust easily. They test, observe, wait, and even after years of coexistence, they maintain certain limits. But when these limits fall to you, something has changed. They gave up the protection instinct and allowed you to access the more sensitive territory they have: their own body. Researchers have already shown that cats recognize the touch of their tutors accurately, even in the absence of vision or smell. This means that the way you play it is unique, unmistakable, as an emotional signature that only he recognizes. It is not just skin on skin. It is memory. It is affection. It is a bond. This level of intimacy is not frequently given. It is conquered with time, patience, and respect. And when reached, it makes you rare, a safe haven in a world where your cat's senses are always on alert. If today you are able to be part of his routine without resistance, if he chose you as a comfort reference, if he trusts his own vulnerability to your hands, so you don't just have a cat, you have an invisible bond, built in silence, supported by small and daily gestures that only those who pay attention can see. And now that you know how to recognize these signs, look at your cat with new eyes. He's been telling you for a long time, speechless, how important you are. Maybe you just hadn't noticed yet. If this content has helped you better understand the language of your feline partner, consider subscribing to the channel and activates notifications, so you don't lose any new episode about the secret world of animals. And of course, share with someone who also needs to learn to hear what a cat has to say, without saying anything. If this content helped you see your cat's behavior with other eyes, be sure to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, so you guarantee access to stories and discoveries that few know, but make all the difference to those who truly love animals.